Alright, in this video we are going to talk about rendering your final animation. So, remember we've got our scenes, right? And so we end up with our however many scenes we need. And so we go into View and we go into Animation and we pull up the settings. We talked about this in another video. But remember that we have transitions, which are how long it takes to get from one scene to the next. And then we have a slide delay time, which puts a pause at each transition. So let's play this, and we'll just kind of play around with these settings. All right, so clearly this thing is really jamming, right? Little bit too fast. So the trick here is to add time. The more time you have, the slower the animation goes. Okay? And so it's really up to you to determine what the appropriate speed of your animation is. Okay, so then the slide delay time basically pauses it. Now there's only going to be 2 pauses here because it's going slow because I set 5 seconds. Okay, let's try it again. So watch what happens here. We'll have a pause, bam. And then that's it, right? Because we only have 2 frames that move. Excuse me. So usually you'll be better off with a 0 so that the animation plays smoothly. And again, a time that makes sense. Okay, make sure you have that checked. Don't worry about any of this other stuff. All right. Once you're happy with that, you go to View, Animation. Hold on a second. Sorry, it's in Camera. No, it isn't. It's in Edit. It's in Export. It's in File, Export, Animation. Okay, so then you'll get where you want to save it. And so I'm going to save this in my 120 demo folder because it's going to you. And then you have some options for how you want to compress this. I'm going to close that down. So options. You're going to be uploading this to YouTube, and YouTube has its own compression algorithms. And so usually you want to go at full frame, full size, you know, the best quality possible, because like I said, YouTube will knock it down anyway, and so you might as well give them the most you can. Don't change anything here. Whatever your final resolution is, which is here, that's all you need to do. Don't worry about the multiplier. Select 30 frames per second because that's the setting of standard video. If you want it to loop, it will go back to the beginning, and that's what we were doing in that very first video where we were spinning it around. We didn't make a last frame because it's going to go back to the loop anyways, back to the first scene. So if you want the animation to just stop like this one does, then you will not loop it, and then you will anti-alias always. That makes it the smoothest rendering possible. And then always check transparent background, because even if you don't use it as a composite animation, you will still have a black background. If you don't, you'll get this weird gray background and it looks kind of crappy. Okay, so then you say okay to that, and then it will render. And then you say, oh, export. Here's the other options. And you want to make sure it's compressed with H.264, MP4 format. Okay. And so then you're ready to go. You hit export, and then your movie's done. I've already exported that, so I will cancel that. But you'll just hit export. And then the movie looks something like this. I think it's this one. Nope. There it is. So this is what the animation looks like when it's all said and done. Okay. And that's a nice clean video, right? And so it's actually a fairly large video, come to think of it. Let me make that a little bit smaller. So we have some controllers here. There we go. And so let's watch that again. Okay. So it looks pretty slick. Okay, so that's how you render your final video, and then that is an MP4 file right there, and that will allow you to import that into Premiere, and you can put it in a video with the transparent background like we have here, or you can simply use that MP4 video as a video file all by itself in your final project. Okay, so that's it.